This is the 5 minute chart on Merrill. So this is where my trade was setting up. Um, I saw this move up here as the volume started to decline. I was watching the money flow as it topped out up here and then started to reverse back below 75. I was waiting for an entry close to the 20 here, which would give me an entry around 51, and I could set my stop just above the high in this area at 51.25, 51.30. So my initial stop level was here, and my original entry was right around in this area. I got in right on this spike up on this one red bar, which gave me a good entry. However, I only got in with 200 shares, and seeing that's a $50 stock, a 50 to 75 cent move should have been all that I was expecting out of the trade, but I didn't adjust my initial position sizing to take that into account. The trade started working fairly quickly. As you can see from the chart, I added my second set of shares here at 50.77, and then I got in my last 600 at 50.68, just around this area. Subsequently, after the first drop, I moved my stop down to just about there. At the green line, and after I saw these other red bars closing, I continued to adjust my stop accordingly to curb any large losses on the trade, because if it starts going against me, I normally want to get stopped out fairly quickly because I'm not comfortable with holding on to a position for a longer time frame. So this is kind of a zoomed in idea of what I was looking at on the trade. Like I said, I didn't add quick enough to the trade, so I got pretty bad entries. I should have waited for a spike up to above 50.80 to add the other shares, since I'd only gotten 200 up here originally. And during this little congestion area, I got a little impatient with the trade. It wasn't quite working out. However, money flow hadn't bottomed out yet, which is normally my signal for getting out. As you can see, these subsequent lows here correspond with lows in the price here and here, so it's a pretty good indicator. It's a 7-period money flow indicator. And then my last area, I set my stop here at around 50.75, I guess. My first exit on the trade was right inside this area, where I think I got about a 50.70 exit, since I'd added my last 600 at 50.68. This was a pretty crappy exit, and that's when I set my stop here at the blue line at 50.75 after I got out of the first 500. And I didn't have enough patience to wait, and so I exited my remaining position at 50.68 before it dropped down to, I guess the low here was 50.36. So first entry, which that one should be red since it was a sell. And then second and third entries, and I got out of all of it here, and at the max I think I was up about $130 on this spike down. So the trade didn't really work out that well, since I kind of screwed myself. But it would have worked out better if I would have added, started the position size with 500 and then added 500 back on this first red bar and had a little bit of patience. As you see, my stop levels would have worked out perfectly. So I'll just have to keep in mind that with lower price stocks that have a lot of interest and volume in them, that the moves sometimes are a lot slower. So I'll have to adjust my position sizing accordingly.